Hello everyone and welcome back to the video by me. So today I'm going to be talking about something that, well, it's been a bit of a big thing in the Witcher world recently in regard to the fandom. Basically, Henry Cavill has left the Witcher Netflix show. If you can even call it a Witcher show, in my opinion, as you guys can watch my reviews, you'll see my opinion on that show. But yeah, so he's left the Witcher Netflix show, and this is big news. This is something that I've decided to talk about because although I don't really watch the show so much anymore, I mean, I have seen all of it. I'm not like a fan of the show, but obviously I'm big on The Witcher. It's a big part of my channel. It's a big part of my life in a way, and this is just really big news. So I'm going to talk today about basically why he left, because I think for most of us it's quite obvious why he left, but I'm just going to go over the reasons that at least I've managed to gather, and I'm going to do it in sort of a list of importance in my opinion. So the first big news is this coincided, well, pretty much directly with him being recast in a way as Superman. So he recently appeared in the Black Adam film, and it's been announced that they're working on a Man of Steel 2, and obviously this is going to be a big project. It's going to take a lot of his time. He might not have it in his scheduling to, basically helm a show on Netflix and also be Superman. He'll have to be in cameos for other films, group projects, his own projects as Superman, and maybe other projects he wants to do. I've heard rumors about him possibly joining the House of the Dragon show. So, I mean, I think that's the biggest reason, in my opinion, him being recast as Superman. I also remember rumors a while ago, and I looked into it again from this video, and it does seem to be true, that Netflix had this it's not a very good thing, but within the contract, they basically owned the exclusive right to use his face, which is why in cameos like in Shazam, etc., you couldn't see his face. His Superman is there, but his face could not be used. I believe there was a quote about this exact thing where Henry Cavill said it was an unfortunate contract thing, I missed it, so did my agent, oh well, 2 years to go. And that 2 years, well, it's up, I suppose. It's up now. Henry Cavill is able to leave, and he's doing it. He's deciding, you know what, I don't need to do this anymore, I'm done. Now, the next reason, and this could be the biggest reason, I'm not sure, but in my opinion, I think the Superman reason is probably more important, but regardless, I think this is definitely a big factor. The show is not really a Witcher show, and I think Henry is enough of a fan of the Witcher games and possibly books, I'm not sure how big on the books he is, to know that this show is not following the story of the books in any way. It is doing its own thing, it's not sticking to the lore. I've seen multiple interviews where he said that he wants the show to follow the lore, he wants it to be true to the characters, and as Witcher fans, we know that is not happening. We know they are not staying true to the characters, they are not following the show, they are not really producing a Witcher show, they're making their own show with the IP. It's not really an adaptation in any way. It's an adaptation, I suppose. In any way, it's Netflix's show using the names. And I don't think he's going to be a fan of this. I think it's pretty clear that he's not a fan of this. I mean, he's leaving the show. And I talked about this way back in The Witcher Series 1, the Witcher Netflix show's Season 1. I did a review of it. I said what I believe, which is if you enjoy it, fair enough, but it isn't really The Witcher to me. Season 2 is even more so. Yet again, I understand how you could enjoy it, but to be honest, as a show, I didn't even like it. And I think the general fan opinion is that it just wasn't very good as well. So I think Henry has seen this, he's seen this opportunity to go back to being Superman, and he's thought, you know what, I don't need to do this, I don't need to do this show, I'm big enough to not be part of this, I don't want to contribute to this anymore, which is what a lot of us have the opinion of. I sort of had the same opinion. I stopped making videos about The Witcher Netflix. I only made, I think altogether like 2 or 3, when I could have made, a lot of videos about that show. It was very profitable to make a video about it, but I only did those few because I wanted to review it, share my thoughts, and let it be known that this is not The Witcher, and I didn't really want to contribute to the show. I didn't want to enhance it. It's sort of the easy thing to do. The reason I'm talking about this is because, in a sense, this is kind of good news. It's bad for the fans of the show, and if you're a fan of The Witcher show and he's leaving and you're like, this sucks, then I am actually sorry for you, because I know that this must be like a really, really annoying thing. I'd hate to have the main character of a show I like recast halfway through. It would probably just make me not care about the show at all. But for us Witcher fans, like of the books and games, that maybe don't like their interpretation or basically their own version of it, completely new original version, it's kind of good news. It shows that someone is willing to stand up and say, look, this is not The Witcher, I'm not going to be part of it anymore. There's other interesting projects I'd rather work on that are hopefully going to be more true to their source material, or at least the themes they're trying to convey, and I'm not doing this anymore. So this has given me so much respect for Henry Cavill. I already had a lot of respect for him. I've seen the interviews, you guys have as well. He's becoming a bit like a kind of Keanu Reeves figure for a lot of people. You know, he has all these really nice interviews. He was playing World of Warcraft when he got his interview call for Superman. There's all these stories about him doing Warhammer, all this kind of stuff. And I think leaving the show, you know, all of that to me personally was just words. I thought, I don't see how he could really be like a devout fan of the games or books if he is still participating in the show. Obviously, I thought, well, he's an actor, it's a job, maybe he can't leave, there's all these different reasons why, and personally, I'm like, well, would I leave if I was Geralt in the show? You know, it'd be such a good opportunity, but I do think the fact he has left really shows that he is an actual, like a big fan. Look, even if you really loved the show, I think it's clear he's not enjoying it, or he would be continuing with it. And the fact he's leaving is just, to me, it's really interesting news. It's something that we've rarely seen before. We've rarely seen a character leave something because they just disagree with it. I mean, the only examples I can think of are, honestly, I can't really think of many examples. I was going to say Christopher Eccleston with Doctor Who, but I wouldn't even class that, really. I mean, he left because it was bad terms with the BBC, not because he disagreed with necessarily the decisions they were making. So this is just, honestly, it's good news in general, because so many adaptations recently have been so bad, just absolutely terrible. And the fact we have an actor who's willing to be like, look, I'm not going to do this anymore, I'm going to go and do something else, just shows that these companies don't have the power just to basically force this on us and use these IPs we love. So I'm pretty happy about this, honestly. I mean, I will probably potentially still review the show. I mean, he's going to be in season 3. I would like to share my thoughts and say, you know, what's wrong, basically, because it will be bad. I mean, I shouldn't say this going in, maybe they'll fix it, but based on season 2, it is irreparable, or you cannot repair it. It's impossible to repair it. The damage is done. The only way they could do it is if it was all a dream. So that's just my thoughts. I'm sure some of you guys really love the show and you're really sad about this, but look, it's just the way it goes. And maybe we'll get a really good Witcher show one day, or maybe they'll, I don't know, they'll try and resolve this issue somehow. You never know, it could happen. We had that whole thing with the Spider-Man leaving the MCU, and that didn't happen, so we'll have to see. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. I'm going to be doing another video soon on some other exciting news that came out that I really would like to discuss. It's something that I'm pretty excited for. And yeah, thank you for watching today's video, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe for more. Let me know if you like these types of videos, and I will do more, and give me suggestions down below. See you guys in a bit. Be sure to subscribe, get the numbers up. See you guys. Thank you for watching.